them till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my cause, my only desire. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm time to jump them till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire.
Hi guys and good evening and welcome to THFC Till I Die, home of time, past, present and the exciting future under the cockerel, under the mighty Bill Nick Cockerel. And what are we talking about? It is Newsbeat, and really there isn't a lot of news about, apart from what we're seeing on the back of the papers or whatever. And I've sort of designed a new thing for you tonight, guys. I hope you like it. At the bottom of your screen, I have all the news that is coming out today with Spurs. So let me know what you guys think of this new little setup. I actually designed it today. So let me know what you think, if you like it. If you think it's something that we can continue doing, let me know. It's something that I thought I'd just do for you guys instead of me bringing up banners and that. I just have it running through the bottom of the screen. So let me know what you guys think. But yeah, what a mess we're in at the moment. There's no news on Levy. There's no news on Ange. There's rumors Levy could be moving. There's rumors Spurs could be took over by the Qataris. It's like radio silence, isn't it? That's what it is. And I don't get it. I don't get it. With all the enthusiasm and all us winning the Europa League and all that goodwill, I think I was watching We Are Tottenham TV earlier, and I forget it was Ben or Sim said it. All the goodwill that us fans gave the club because of the shit season we had, and they've just zipped up. We're not saying nothing. Are the board at war with one another? Is there problems in the boardroom? We don't know. I'm hearing nothing. I've asked questions and everyone's gone quiet. I've got no answers for you, and that's the bit that I just don't get it. I just do not get it. And we all had a big excitement today because we're going to talk about the new kit. We're going to talk about Porro as well, what he's had to say. A little bit then at the bottom about Ryan Mason. He's leaving to join West Bromwich Albion. The transfer, what we owe out on transfers, 330 million euro on transfer fees. Has that got something to do with it? And also, any little bits that I found today, but I'm very, very concerned of what's happening at Tottenham at the moment. And I want to know what you guys think. I do want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think there's civil war? Has it broken out within the boardroom? And all this silence with Ange and that. Do you know what? To be fair, hang on, just let me sort this out, guys. I am so disorganized. It's unreal. Do you know what? On this Ange thing, I feel sorry for Ange now. I'm beginning to feel sorry for him. And he's been treated terribly. He really has been treated terribly. But look, the club, we're supposed to be a big football club. And I made this big comment a couple of weeks ago about us being a big football club. We're acting like a small club. We're acting like there's no rush. The transfer window's open. Arsenal have got players. Chelsea have bought players. Manchester United have got two in the door with another one possibly coming in. Where's our urgency to buy players? We can even put out a statement saying if our manager staying or we're replacing him with one. I get it also that there's never ever a transfer window in June. It starts later in June or the beginning of July. So I get it. This week is very unreal. It's very unusual to happen because of the Club World Cup. I get that. But you want to be at the gate starting. This is what we've done. We've won the Europa League. This is what we're doing. Here, this is where we're going. These are the players we're going for. With or without, if you know who your manager is, you still want to be the first out the blocks. And I don't get it. I'm really angry at the moment. Look, I'm still going to back what we broke on Sunday that Angie's getting the sack. I'm still going to stick by that. I'm not moving for that. But how difficult is it for the club just to come out and say, sorry, yeah, we're sacking the manager. And we're looking for a new manager. How difficult is that? Is it really that difficult? Are the board that paralyzed that they cannot do anything? Have all the general workings at the football club come to a grinding halt? Have they really come to? Are we a club in crisis? Are we a club that's been run by a bunch of imbeciles that they can't even make a decision on a manager? It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. It's I'm flabbergasted by it. Jesus, I am flabbergasted. Big up the Kersey. Big up Kersey as well. Have you heard any transfer notes from Spurs? Well, Jazz actually puts it brilliantly. No transfer without a functioning administration or manager or staff. Not complicated, it is. And we haven't got either. We haven't got any of them. Why? Because we've been run by a bunch of idiots that couldn't actually. I think you could get a piss giraffe could run our club better at the moment than how it's being run. Seriously. How is today soap opera going down at Tottenham? I think very well. I mean, if you're looking at a carry-on film or a comedy film, then Jesus, this is the thing for you. You know, and I just really frustrated, really frustrated. No soap. It's just really very funny, Jazz. James McFadden, big up, James. Is Ange still the Tottenham manager? Nobody knows. Look, I'm still sticking by what we broke on Sunday that he's got the sack. He's been sacked already. Not unless Tottenham are look, we're going to announce the sack and Ange Postecoglou, but also announce the new manager. That could be the looking at, but it's like the whole club's been paralyzed to a full stop. Just really annoying. Big up to Wayne Bonner. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well and good and having a great start to the week. Yeah, I am good. 2 more days to my holidays. Tomorrow's my last stream for a week. Yay, I'm going on holiday. Can't wait. Get away from Tottenham. De-stress, defuzz, declear my brain. Come back on the 16th of June. Fired up, ready to go. Summer content. Pre-season, season, start all over again, ready for the fight. But I need a week off from Spurs because this is doing my head in. Big up to Tequila as well. Great to see you on last night. Tequila said I would like to take this time to thank Ange and Levy for bringing me a trophy before I die. That being said, I would like us to have a real go at more before I vanish. So Levy and Ange, please move on. That's nice. That is as nice as you will get for me towards Ange and Levy. I need Sharon. You need to go and shower now. I bet you feel all itchy. Big up Wayne. That's the nicest thing I've heard to say. Speak about Ange and Levy Tequila. Yeah, it is. Plenty of soap available. There you go. Just go to Jazz. Everybody else, that's true. Big up to Christopher. Be more videos of Qatari takeover today. I'm seeing the same, but nobody knows. That's the thing. It seems like, look, this is just my own perspective on this, right? I think there's been a news blackout, a media blackout when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur. I do believe something's happening behind the scenes. I do believe there is something really major going to drop anytime. If that would mean like a takeover from the Qataris, Is Levy going to step down? Donna Collins stepped down yesterday. We're going to wake up in the morning and find Daniel Levy is to step down as Tottenham chairman. Tottenham have been bought by the Qataris. Ange Postecoglou's been sacked, and we're getting Xavi in as manager. Something majorly is going to happen at Spurs soon. Now, how true all that is, I don't know. But my own instincts and my own guts telling me something majorly is going to happen. And I think so. Big up to Mr. E. Let's go. Great. Big up to you, Mr. E. Tequila says, Newsbeat with no news. I know. It's been that quiet. Big up to 164 Spur. Big up to you. Big up to Hermit. Hope you're well, fella. I am doing well. I'm just really frustrated with Tottenham. Really frustrated with Tottenham. We've been run by a bunch of imbeciles. Seriously, we are. We can't decide on a manager if he's to stay or go. We can't even come out and do so, but we can put out the new kit today, which I am going to show you a picture of the new kit. Here it is. This is our new home kit for the 25-26 season. And I like it. I do like it. I don't know what you guys think, but I like it. I think it's a nice kit. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. I want you to get the full picture of it. There we go. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. I like the crest in the middle. Brings back to the 80s, sort of 80s feel. I like the blue sort of things around the shoulders. I think it looks really nice. I really do. I'm going to leave up there for a while, guys, see what you think. Big up to Tequila. Just ran away, Domo. Let it out. I will rant in a minute. Big up to MV Joker Davis. Big up, Joker. How you doing, man? Hey, Domo. Big up to you. Too small. I will sort that out for you, sir. I will make sure that it's bigger for you for your mobile. They have to commute. They do, Ollie. They do. And look, I'm still sticking by what we broke on Sunday. I'm not budging from that. I'm standing by that. I'm standing over it. He will be sacked as Tottenham manager. But it's ridiculous. And I did say it might be a few days this week. It will be communicated that he has been sacked, but we just need it sooner rather than later. It's like we're in limbo and nothing can move. Nothing can move whatsoever. We can't do any transfers. We can't do this. We can't do that because the board is paralyzed. What's it paralyzed for? Because I think there's infighting in the board. And personally, what I'm thinking, I was talking to Philip Brady today, and he said to me, the news we broke Sunday is correct. But is there now a fight back from some people on the board, all the players that want Ange to stay? Is there a power struggle within Tottenham over the manager? And at the end of the day, the one man that should be calling the shots is Daniel Levy. He's the chairman. So he should have the final say. And I get it. The players are behind the manager. I get it that there might be unrest. I get it. We could lose one or two players. I do understand that. And I don't want to lose Cutie Romero. I don't want to lose the Uruguayan general in Bentancur. No, I don't. But the owner is the owner and he has the final say. If he thinks that Ange, after 22 league defeats in the season, is non-acceptable, then it's not acceptable. We seem to think that putting out a new kit, that there's your big news of the day, but it's not what we want to hear. We want to hear who our manager is. We want to hear we want to know what's going on. And look, I've got what Porro have to say. This is what Porro said. Let me take it down early. He says, him continue would be good for the dressing room. He has built a very good group and coaches also need time in the league. Things don't go well, but he makes you win a trophy. That's important too. And also, you know, he also said in the same thing that Pedro Porro said that only the Spurs dressing room knows what's really gone on with Ange Postecoglou. The right back admits, and the sack talk has upset him. So, is there a power struggle at Tottenham at the moment between the players and the ownership? Is there a power struggle in the board between everyone at the moment? It's getting to a point now where it's getting ridiculous. It really is. I mean, you got Man United who've had a really rough season, right? Worse than us. No European football, no nothing. But they can go out and get 2 players in the door. We only got Kevin Danso through because it was part of the deal. But There's no news or nada. Yeah, there's plenty of rumors. I mean, I was speaking to one of my sources today, and he left me a voice note saying that Tottenham will be announcing 2 new signings. Whatever's happening with the board or whatever's happening with Ange, the transfer business still goes on. But get these out. Give us some hope. Give us some excitement. And there's only so much goodwill we can give towards the ownership. And if Levy is stepping down, if the board is paralyzed and Levy's not in control, then Levy's job then becomes untenable. If he can't make a simple decision of, right, let's release this, we're going to release it, Ange Postecoglou has been sacked. Let's release it, get it done. Right, then we know. Then we know, okay, we're looking at your manager, Thomas Frank, Inzaghi. Inzaghi's left Inter Milan today, possibly going to Saudi Arabia. But that's not the point. The point is other clubs can do their business and can conduct themselves in the professional way that befits that club. We can't. We're paralyzed. We can't do anything. We get one board member resign or step down, or personally, I think Donna Collin was pushed. Personally, that's my own opinion. I think she was pushed rather than she stepped down. I think she was made to step down. We've got the new CEO coming in. There was talk now. I said it is in the news as well that he started his new job yesterday. And what are we doing? We're still pussyfooting around. Other clubs are getting the jump on us. So we need to make a decision. We need to come out. We need to communicate more. Who's ever running the public relations or the communications at Tottenham need to get their act together. The board need to get their act together. Daniel Levy needs to get his act together. They can't just sit on the UEFA Cup win. Yeah, that was great. We won a trophy. We'll be buzzing all summer. We'll celebrate that. But time doesn't stand still. We've got to move on. We've got to back if it's Ange, whoever, we've got to back that manager fully in the transfer market. And that means bringing in experienced players to add to this youthful squad we got. And we can't keep doing this. We can't keep standing still. We just cannot do it. Really can't. Big up the rain. The club say nothing. That's the only consistent thing they've done at Spurs since we won the Europa League. They've said absolutely jack all. Do you know, that makes me believe something major is going to come out of the club. Maybe there is some truth to Levy possibly stepping down, or the Qataris taking over. Maybe there is some truth into it. We don't know. Even my sources have gone quiet on the subject. I can't get an answer out of them. I mean, I can get an answer about Ange. Say Ange will be announced this week. He will be sacked. But that's about the only answer I can get out of them. Transfers as well. There's going to be 2 transfers this week. Well, 2 transfers near completion. And I'm just waiting on the final update on that before I bring it to you guys. But we cannot be paralyzed as a football club. Just to bring you a little bit of news, Sporting Lisbon midfielder Morten Højlund, I think his name is, shortlisted for a defensive midfielder target. It's believed the Sporting Lisbon will consider offers between 40 to 50 million euro for the Danish midfielder this summer. So that's something that's just come in, guys. What I'll do is I will put that down, and I'll have that going across the bottom for you. So I'm gonna do it again. So there you go. So I'll have that run across the bottom for you as well. Right. Okay. Let's see where we are now. Big up to Jazz. Oh, I get it. They have backed themselves. Yeah, they have. I don't know. This is the thing. We don't know. And I'm really frustrated. And I want to know. I want to know what's happening at Tottenham Hotspur. And it's really getting me frustrated. Oh, it really is. It really is frustrating. It really is. Big up to Ollie saying, can Ange out have to do with that they will have a new manager in before they sack. I think so. That's the only thing I can come up with that why they have. They're due to announce it this week. I'll be glad when it's announced. To be fair, personally, I'll be glad. But I think it is, and they've had several talks with Thomas Frank. Is Thomas Frank the manager to take over from Ange? Not for me. You want to go for a Xavi, or you want to go for an Inzaghi, somebody that's knows what he's doing. Look, yeah, the Thomas Frank is a Premier League manager. Thomas Frank, yeah, knows what he's doing. But is he the man to take us forward? Probably not. I said it before Ange came in that I wouldn't mind Thomas Frank, but I've listened to a load of arguments and I've done a bit of digging myself, and maybe Thomas Frank isn't the best thing to come in, but who knows? Keith Burkinshaw came in as a assistant manager. All he never managed properly, and he managed us and he brought a success. So it's hard to see that they'll sack him. Yeah, I think too early for that. Ollie, after 9 p.m. maybe. Is the end? Oh, yeah, I hate reading that out. Ange is chilling on the beach, waiting for his 7 million. If he gets the sack, he's fine. Yeah, invert the king. He is. He's chilling out. He don't care. I'll get my 7 million, whatever. Big up too. Ended the win. Yeah, every time. Every time, Chaz. It really is getting so annoying. There is no news of Cold gone quiet. Simone from Brian, you want? Yeah, I know, Casey. It really is ridiculous. It really is. We're not a big football club. The backing of the mentality does not exist within the club. And a cabbage in ownership, a major call reshape will push us. But the problem is, right, well, we can't keep going on like this as a football club. We can't. As I said, Man United have had a worse season than us. They've got no European football, but they've gone out and bought 2 players, possibly a third, coming in the door. They're already building. Their own manager had to come out and say, I'm staying. We've had nothing from Ange. Well, I don't expect anything from Ange. We had that interview with Ange a couple of days ago when I know I brought it up yesterday about my players. The club's in a mess. The club's paralyzed. Now, for all we know, everything could be fine, and it could just they're gone media silent. But I think the more days go by that they're silent, the more oxygen it feeds into the disarray at the club, that the club are prolaxed, are paralyzed. And I think that feeds into the fire of it. I think the club have to come out and start saying, right, this is what's happening. Until then, Wayne, and everyone that's watching here on YouTube and X, that the club, this paralyzed thing is going to keep coming out. It's going to keep rolling. And it doesn't make us look good. It really doesn't. You're very bright today, Dermo. In what way, Tequila, am I bright? I am never bright. I am, to be fair, I'm a short, fat Irishman who's a bit thick, has dyslexia, has a bit of a speech impediment, and I'm not bright. You're brighter than me. You're brighter than me, Tequila. Can't sign guys when you don't know how exactly. You can't sign anyone. Ooh, I'm sure the players do know more than what they're letting on. I'm sure they do. It's so complicated. Everything's just complicated. It's like we won the Europa League and everything's just fell to pieces. And I keep saying it again. It feels like civil war has broken out. It seems like, how can I put this? It's like, do you know, guys, right? I'm sorry, Jazz, I'm going to take your comment off there for a minute, right? I will get back to the chat in a minute. and that. For me, right, it's like, do you know when a prime minister or a Taoiseach for us in Ireland here resigns, right? And you got a leadership struggle, right, for the new prime minister. There's a vacuum. There's a power vacuum. At the moment, I think there's a power vacuum at Tottenham happening. I think there's half the board that want Ange sacked. There's half the board that want him to stay. I think Donald Collins been pushed rather than set down by the new CEO, I think, for what I can read into it. I'm reading all of this. I haven't been told anything. This is me reading between the lines on what I can see is happening. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But this is just my own opinion. I think Daniel Levy's probably there's a lot of rumors going around. He's fell out with the Lewis family. There's a lot of rumors that the Lewis family want to sell to. Hang on, what's that? Look, I'm not saying that, right? I want to clear this up now, okay? I back what I broke on Sunday, okay? I fully back that. Ange will be sacked. I'm backing that 100%. I'm standing by it. I'm standing over it. The point I'm trying to make is that what's happening within the board. If the board, I think if the board, if I need to get this out right, because I think you picking me out right. I think you're trying to find holes, invert the thing here, and what I'm trying to say. I back what I say on Sunday. Ange's getting the sack. Okay, I back that 100%, and I stand over that story. I stand by it. I'll stand over it. Whatever. I will go down and I will die on that hill. But the point I'm making is, if Daniel Levy's lost control of the board because he's either Donna Collin was pushed or Donna Collin was made to resign, if he has fallen out with the Lewis family, then maybe just maybe there's a power struggle in the board. Now, there was a board meeting on Sunday, which then said, right, you're sacked, Ange. But with Donna Collin being pushed out, that then leaves Daniel Levy very isolated and very, very, very. I like what he just. uh, do you know what I mean? He's lost his ally. And I'm not having to go, you invert the thing. I'm really not. But I'm just making the point that I stand by what I broke on Sunday, and I will stand by it. And it will happen. It will come out. Ange will be sacked. And then I will. It's like that Ange thing, wasn't it? I told what I know, and all you were laughing. Do you know? I'm not saying you, but a lot of people have accused me of clickbaiting on certain social media sites. I don't clickbait. Never have. Never will do. Last thing I'll ever effing do. So that's my point. I think the board is so paralyzed. There's a power vacuum. Is there a takeover? We don't know. Is there an infighting? I don't know. This goes back to the early 1980s for me, when Scholar took over from the original owners at Tottenham Hotspur, where we ran into debt building the West Stand, and he came in very cheaply, playing families off each other, because it was owned by 3 families back then, playing families off each other, buying shares of one, buying shares of another. So it's very complicated, and it's very annoying, and it's very angry, because you see all the other clubs buying, you see all the clubs getting ahead of us, you see all the other clubs just buying players, and we're just sat there with our fingers in our thumb, with our thumb in our mouth, sitting there like a baby. Oh, we've won the Europa League. Yippee. We'll move the fuck on. Let's build on that. If you're going to sack the manager, come out and say you're sacked. Then come out, a new manager will be in place in due course. We all know what's going on then. Just to sit there and say, sweet FA. And again, it's like a media blackout has gone over Tottenham. And this leads me to believe that something majorly has happened behind the scenes at Tottenham. Something major is going to drop either tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can guarantee the day I go on holiday is the day something majorly drops at Tottenham. You can guarantee it. You guarantee that. I just he says again, big up to Inver. It said the club default's position in media silence has always been nothing has changed in that regard, and people just filling in the void or garbage. Well, we don't do rumors. Well, look, if it's a rumor, we'll say it's a rumor. If it's general fact, we will call it fact. Big up to We Are Spurs TV. It says why Jazz. Ollie says Ezzy's always linked to every transfer period. I don't think we're going to see Ezzy in the Spurs shirt. Look, Ezzy, he was linked last summer. I think we will see him in a Spurs shirt. I haven't heard anything, but this is just my gut. And usually my gut is normally right. I think we will see Ezzy in a shirt this year. Guess some old school. I feel the manager should be picking players. Stuart Maddox, big up to you. Oh, where's Shawnee? Did Shawnee come in? Big up, Shawnee. Yay, Shawnee Maddox is in. Big up, Shawnee. Says Tequila, as long as he Paratici's targets, I don't mind. We just need one person with a football brain to provide unified direction. Yeah, somebody needs to fucking do something. We got big up to Jazz. Ollie, you could see Easy E tomorrow if you paid up. Exactly. We are Spurs, Stevie. Jazz Fusion, my favorite gen is blues. Do you like blues or just jazz? Jazz said, Jazz fused the modern tempos. I think you have a point there, Dermot. About the board. Yeah, I think all hell's broke loose behind the scenes at Tottenham. I think holy hell has broke loose. I think there's a takeover probably at the top of the board. I think this new CEO, right? I think this channel broke about 6 or 7 months ago that this takeover will happen. I have to go down and find the date again. And we said at the time when this new CEO was announced, I think we said he was linked with the takeover. He was linked with the people that will take over Tottenham Hotspur Football Club at some point. I think it's something to do with the takeover. This is just my personal. I haven't heard anything. Nobody's told me nothing. But personally, my own opinion, these are mine and mine alone. These are nothing. These are no opinions of the channel, or no opinions of anything I've been told, or no opinions of nothing. These are my own personal theories and my own personal opinions about our football club. And I do think it's something to do with the takeover. I think a takeover is happening at Spurs. I think something's been pushed through. I think Donna Collin leaving yesterday, whatever you may think about it, either her age or whatever, I think that's very, very symbolics or bollock. You know what I mean? Can't get the word out. To point the way which way this club's going to be run and who is going to own this football club at the end of the day. I am not familiar with that, Junior. Don't go there, bud. Invert the king. He says, no shade on you, Dermotron. Well, look, that's nice of you to say, actually. Thank you. Look, you know, guys, you can trust us. We're first with Paratici. I mean, I saw yesterday on YouTube, Levy's thinking about Paratici. No, he's not. You look about 2 months ago, we broke it. He is coming back. Last one on Spurs, then broke it 2 days later, saying that he is coming back as well. So, we are your home as Spurs breaking news. Big up to Jazz. If you're in Europe, quite possible. Big up to Colin. Big up to you, Colin. I thought you were joining me tonight, man. Well, maybe you got stuck at work and maybe I got my days wrong. Who knows? You don't need 100% on the board to sack a manager. The majority vote in favour, it will pass. Yeah, exactly. Big up to Tequila says, wild column appears and the crowd goes mild. I think wild would be. Good evening, Anthony. Good evening, Westcourt. Big up to you, Anthony. Hope you're doing well, sir. Invert the king. Yes, and the decision was made, so they can't be flipped. Exactly. If the decision is made just for the holy show of it, just fucking announce it. It's not hard to do. You put out a tweet or you put out something on X or you just put out a statement. You know, Tottenham Hotspur board would like to say that Ange Postecoglou has now been sacked as Tottenham manager. A new manager and more information will be made in due course. Job done. Then the new manager, Tottenham Hotspur, are delighted to announce, say, Thomas Frank as our new manager. Job done. Get it done. It's not hard. It's not bloody... Right. Okay. I'm going to... Right. I'm going to say something. Right. I'm not going to say anything because if I say anything, I might get my channel taken down. Yeah, I'm not gonna respond from that. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna respond to that. If I do, I will get I'll be taken off air. I've just about had enough for all this BS of people sending things like this. I really am. I'm just about up to here with it. I'm glad I've gone on holiday because it gives me a week away from people really trying to wind me up. I just, yeah. 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 I ain't gonna say anything. I wish Colin with Tequila would come in here because I really will lose my back end in a minute because I'm just sick of that. People trying to say that I'm doing fake news. I'm not doing fake news. Never have, never will be. And I'm whatever Henry Wright wants to do is down to Henry Wright what he does. I've oh dear. There goes my keyboard. Yeah. Whatever I like Henry Wright. I think he does good content. Whatever Henry wants to do, it's up to him. He seems a nice guy. And I'm not gonna sit here and say what he does is not what he does is what he does. If his videos do come on, I will put it on and watch it. Will I agree with what he says? Probably not, but doesn't say what he does is wrong. And I think you've got to be very careful of saying things what you've said like that, because that's not fair. You can sit behind your keyboard and just say what you've just said. But why don't you come onto a YouTube channel, set up your own YouTube show, and come out and do content like me or Henry Wright or We Are Tottenham TV or wherever do. You try doing it. Just really pisses me off. I heard Lewis's daughter wanted to leave his head on a platform sometime. Yeah, do you know what? That's actually been quite... Sorry, I'm just replying to something. Yeah, that's true. Big up to Thomas Franklin. A lot of fans not saying Thomas Franklin at the moment, but you know, I do know what I like Thomas Frank, but is he a Tottenham Hotspur manager? No, no, he's not. Do I think he's a good manager? Yeah, but do I think he's a manager for us? Do I think he's a manager that would take us to the next level? Probably not. But again, who are we? We're football fans. It's down to the board. We are supposed to be. I heard Vinny was supposed to be back. Levy was supposed to be, and then backstabbed him. Maybe he has. We don't know. I just don't know. Big up to yeah, that I've seen what Giant 68 has just gone. The chaos and speculation around the whole situation is why we hate this incompetent. Sorry, I'm just talking to my source at the moment, and he won't tell me anything, and it's really funny. Is why this incompetent board, they refuse to ever make a statement and clarify the situation, leads to all media. It does. But look, I know, again, I know. Hang on. Sorry, I'm just. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. We are supposed to TV. We need the board to make a decision. Well, the decision has been made. It's about announcing the fucking thing, and they can't even do that right. And we're wasting this window. We need to know what we're doing because we're wasting the window here. This window's only open for a week. And we've got to get. Yeah. Thanks, man. You're a diamond. There you go. I'll put it into that link for us. Yeah, it is ridiculous. It really is. Levy will tell people when he feels like it. That's why he's in charge. Yeah. Is Ange sacked? Yes. 120,000 billion trillion zillion. And I stand again. I'm sick of saying it. I'll stand over what I broke on Sunday. I'm standing over it. I really will. Big up Giant 68 demo. They're waiting for you to go on hold so they can announce it. Do you know what? Knowing them fuckers, they probably are. We're supposed to be. There will be less managers from mid. This is the point. I know it is ridiculous. If the board would ever make a statement, the media couldn't run with it. 12 competent narratives, constantly fans couldn't get behind something. The board just have to come out and say what we know. We know Ange is sacked. I know Ange is sacked. They have to come out now. Are they waiting to announce sack Ange with a manager coming in? Do you remember when Pochettino was sacked? 6 hours later, Mourinho was in the door. So I wonder if they're going to do the same side, sort of one out, one in very quickly. Maybe. Why should this be different any other way? I know. Lewis' daughter makes the cleaner work. She's the core Spurs lover. She is. She loves Tottenham. We've got this is why dumb give hand. This is why it's dumb to give. Exactly. It's being announced. Just we know he's going to be sacked. We know he's going out the door. Just for fuck's sake, come out and fucking say it. It's not rocket science. Doesn't take long to write. It's like the Keeler saying, right, Domo's going on his holidays, right?
Yeah.
It would take you 5 minutes, wouldn't it, to put out a
depends how conscious I was, Domo.
Yeah. But do you know what? Another thing as well, Tequila, I want to go back to this point. This is why I asked you to come on, right? Can you please, for the one last time I ever want this ever mentioned, can you please just I'm gonna blow red at this comment. So this is why I asked you to come on. You can come off again if you don't stay.
That's what the block button's for, bro.
I can't block them because I haven't got, so I can't do it on here for some reason.
What is it you want me to say? Okay, to people are okay. Well, I'll put it as simply as I can, like I tried in the chat. The information is passed on in good faith. Every bit of information, right? And this maybe me and Demo disagree a little bit on this one, but I'm going to say what I think. Every bit of information, right, as it gets filtered down by all the channels, stuff gets lost in translation. But the information we give you guys is all passed on in good faith. And we believe it to be as accurate as possible. That's not 100%. So the choice is going to be, and I've said it to them backstage, that if people continue to berate him to do this, I've told him just don't do it anymore. And I don't mean the show, but don't do the news. So either you respect the fact that we're passing this information in good faith, or you give us grief, and then Dermo won't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that. And that's only the very small minority you seem to have a problem. Most of you guys are fab. But for those people who do come in and do that, then are you paying us for the information? No. Then it's passed on in good faith. So what's the problem?
Yeah, and we trust our sources very much.
Yeah, it's a good source. It's a good source. I'll never say it's 100%, right?
No.
Right? Because like I say stuff.
Is.
No, because the only person who know 100% probably right now is probably Levy and probably Ange. That's probably it.
And the players.
Maybe the players, yeah. Depends how many of them Levy actually trusts. But right, probably not many. So the information though is passed on in good faith. That's the best I can say it. So I don't know why people shouldn't be getting upset about it. If you don't want to believe it, then you're entitled to.
Yeah,
you can't force you to believe it, but it's passed on in good faith, guys. So,
but as Ange says, on top of the bus, I will have the last laugh. Ignore the shite Dermot, not worth it. Big up to Wayne. And he's been a member for 26 months. He's been here since the very beginning. It's like you, Tequila. You've been here since the start.
I've been here I think me and Wayne came in at a similar point, I think.
You did. Thank you, Wayne, for your support. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for always being there. Good times and bad. You've always been there for me. And I can't thank you enough, brother. Thank you so much. Really means a hell of a lot. Big up Shawnee Mannix, Derma, just ignore them, leave it alone. Big up. They don't want to go to manager agents with the hat in the hands again. No, that's true. Go to your happy place, Derma. My happy place, Tequila, right, is talking to you.
Yeah, your happy place is where you're going on Thursday, Derma. So just look forward to
it.
Yeah,
my happy place is not a very it's a very blue place, if you know what I mean.
I'm not saying anything to that.
Anyway, big up Danny Boy says I got a job interview for assistant manager role for Boy Sports on Friday late afternoon.
Good luck, Dan.
Good luck, Dan. Let us know how you get on, man. Let us know how you get on. Big up to Wayne as well. Big up to Wayne. Big up 26 months. Wow. Really impressed with that. You never to prove anyone you have inside source is fruitless and a waste of energy. Yeah, that's true. Best Tottenham channel for me, top class. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. Really, that means a lot to us all. Tequila, Colin, James, and Steve. It means a lot to us. Do you want to think to Anthony before getting to the news very quickly?
Big up, mate. Yeah, no, we appreciate you guys' support, and that's a big ask because there's the your best Tottenham channel. So we do appreciate the feedback like that, dude. We try our best.
Yeah, thank you so much. Big up Colin. Better yet, get in touch with us and come on the show and debate us. That's it, Colin.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I would like Inarola as head coach. No way. Not on your lives, Nelly, when I like him. I don't think he's very good, Tequila, to be fair. I'm sorry it made you small, but with this new setup I've got, I've shortened you.
So I hear that all the time about being small. I'm used to it.
Yeah, but smalls are very good. What do you think to the new setup, by the way? Do you think I designed?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, you're changing over to that one stream, whatever it's called. So I've never used that, so God knows how I'm going to get on with that. But you'll have to teach me.
I'll teach you. Irarola's coach, no for me. Irarola for you, yeah or nay?
They fell off a little bit towards the end of the season.
Yeah,
but he is a good coach. To do what he's done with Bournemouth, he's a good coach. But so is Thomas Frank. So is there that much difference between them? They're both in charge of clubs that aren't that big, who are performing above where they should be. Is there a big difference between them?
Yeah. Do you know what? I prefer Thomas Frank to him.
Why?
I just think Thomas Frank is a bit more of a better manager than Irarola. But you look at Di Zabbi, you look at the managers who have been Inzaghi now. Inzaghi's free, but he could be going to Saudi Arabia, but Inzaghi's free.
You mean the same Inzaghi who just got smashed 5-0 for PSG?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
he's left his job at Inter.
If people were unhappy with us with Poch losing in a Champions League final, do you want Inzaghi and he just got smashed 5-0? I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm just saying it's interesting, isn't it?
Frank feels like the manager between managers. He could probably stabilize the club and leave it in a better place for someone to take over. Maybe that's true. The boss has called me into work. You're funny.
You finally getting some of my comments I made like 10 minutes ago, don't I?
Yeah, I am. Sorry about that. Manchester United got a freaking croonie. I know, chat. I know. It is fucking ridiculous, isn't it? Hey, Tequila's in. Everyone's happy. Good evening. Big up to James. I've got 10. Big up. Well, Dermot, Inzaghi is off the table. Rumours of Michael Carrick. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ.
What's wrong with Michael Carrick? He's done pretty good at Middlesbrough.
Seriously? What's he ever won?
What's Thomas Frank ever won? Won the playoffs, didn't he, to get out to the Premiership?
All right, then. Yeah. Okay. No, he actually got runners up in that. Right. Here's the thing.
No, but he won the playoffs, though, didn't he? When he went up. When he went up, though.
I tell you what. I will put that into a poll in the chat. Where is it? Just give us 2 minutes. Poll. Okay. All right. Who? Hang on. Who?
Yeah,
would
yeah. He won. He
you-
won the playoffs. I thought he did invert. Yeah.
Who would you take? Frank, or how do you spell Carrick now? Where's Carrick? Oh yeah, see.
He meant as a manager, Com. I think he meant as a manager, bro.
Yeah, there we go. There's the poll. Who would you take? Put it into the chat. Frank or Carrick. So let me know what you guys think.
Neither really, if I'm honest.
No, yeah, same here. Big up to Kersey Flackhart. Stop first. You do stop first, and you do a wonderful job. Well, thank you very much, Kersey. It's very kind of you to say. Everyone has an opinion, but people need to respect each other. Exactly, Gerard. Big up. Block the people. How screwed you up. It's really interesting to get information about what's on, and it's behind you guys. I love this channel. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Do you know, we really got a good community here, haven't we, Tequila?
Mostly, fair. Yeah, mostly all good guys.
I'm being told off now. Stop this. You don't need stress about it. It's not worth putting the house at risk. Sorry, Kirsty. It's like Mrs. Tron Jr. telling me off. Oh Lord, I'm going to get into so much trouble with that comment I've just made. There are individuals from a certain part of the world who are desperate to have you proven wrong, guys. There are others like me who will thank you for your work and your friendship on your way out. Thank you. The door, if he stays. Thank you so much, Jazz. Oh dear. We are Spurs says, good luck for the job interview. That's for me to judge. Well, big up to you, Dan. Jared says that the Donegal man is on his way to Lane. His contract is up at Parkhead. Wayne dear, evening, Domo. Are you sure they won't wait until July 1st when Ange's contract runs out? That is actually a very good point. His contract does run out. I think it's 2027 his contract runs out. But look, just very quickly with you, Tequila.
Yeah.
I just want to, very funny. Bloody ha.
Rubbing it in there.
He is. The takeover at Levy, all these rumors. Do you think there's a power struggle at Tottenham? There has to be something, hasn't there? There has to be something happening.
I don't know. I can't. The honest, I don't know, and I don't think many of us do know. It's a lot of it's speculation. There is some things that are coincidences, but they still could be just that, coincidences. Yeah, like with Cullen leaving. Like, was she always going to go? I believe that she was, but I can't tell you that I have proof of that. But I believe that she probably told him a while ago. But we know that there's been takeover talks. But the thing about a takeover talks, again, Dermo, the takeover talks. Now I know our sources told us as well, but there's always takeover talks, and it's hard not to become kind of like, at least for me anyway. I'm jaded at the best of times, which I've fully admitted. I am. I'm a jaded Spurs fan. So I've heard this takeover talk so many times, and I am at the stage where I believe it when I see it. Cullen going is a big deal because she's been a staple of the club for such a bloody long time alongside Levy.
Do you think she left or she was pushed? I was speaking to Philip Brady today, and he said to me he thinks she was pushed. She might have been pushed.
I don't know. Again, I don't know. I can't.
I know what's been put in our private chat. I can't say what was put in our private chat, but there is a picture in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Big up. I love this. Come on, you Spurs. Oh, that's cute. Look at the cat at the Tottenham shirt. That's cute. My first choice of coach was Inzaghi or Glasner. Looks like neither will be possible. Frank is my second choice, but he's still a good coach, which our players are crying out for.
Can I ask? Can I ask? Come on, you Spurs. Can I ask? Why is Glasner not possible? I'm curious. Why is that?
Yeah.
Why?
Big up to David.
Dermo, tell me why that's not possible. Like, am I missing? I'm generally asking it. Like, am I missing something? Why is
I
that not
think
possible?
uh, I don't know. I think he feels comfortable that he's just won Palace the first major trophy. I think it's in the same situation as Am. They both won trophies. The difference between Glasner and Ange's he lost 22 games in
Yeah,
the Premier League games.
but let's be realistic for Glasner, right? Let's be realistic for Palace. Palace, I quite like Palace. I always have.
Yeah.
But you know, with them winning the FA Cup is probably the most they can ever do, with all due respect, unless they have an influx of money like Chelsea or City, right? That's the best they're probably going to ever do. So if I'm Glasner, is there part of me thinking, well, what more can I do?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Glasner should look at Tottenham as, hang on, this is a big club here. It's like he got Frankfurt to a Europa League win, didn't he? And he's looking at the players at Tottenham. I think he'd do a wonderful job for Tottenham.
I think he's a really great underrated manager, and he won the Europa League, like you said. And I think they finished fourth, I believe. Frankfurt did that season as well. I could be wrong. So he's another guy who shot above his weight limit, and you know, he just won Crystal Palace, just won the FA Cup, and they beat some good teams to do it. I'll be all over him, Dermo. This is what I mean by like if we're going to go for one of those kind of like, you know, a Palace a bigger club than Brentford, probably, but not massively bigger. They're a little bit bigger. Why would Glasner say no to Spurs? I'm being realistic.
Exactly.
Not only would he get more money, which he would, you know, he would, right?
And you get better players. Eze will follow him to Tottenham without hesitation.
Well, yeah, there's a good chance of getting maybe the two Palace players that we'd love to have, and also he'd be given more resources. Yes, we know that he probably will have to work with Levy, and yes, that is a deterrent for us. That works against us. If you look at the selling point of Spurs, there's a lot of good, but Levy is part of the bad.
But we are looking, if you believe the rumours, Levy might not be there. If you're looking at all the rumours going around,
doesn't it?
Yeah, and then this sort of comes into the paradox of, like I said earlier, a power vacuum. It leaves the vacuum up with all these rumours. Levy's leaving, takeover is happening. All this is happening. We said about 7 months ago a takeover will happen. And again, personally, I think we're being proven right on that. I think something majorly is going to break in the next week or so. I genuinely do believe that. I go away on holiday. The first day I'm away, major news will drop. You guarantee it.
Probably just after you go on holiday, just to rub it in.
Yeah. I'll have to do a quick video in some, you know, off the motorway, gone in for a cup of tea. You'll have to do a quick video for the channel. I'm talking about the major news that's broken. Guarantee it. Carrington, Joe Lewis's finance man, hates Levy. I don't know if that's true or not. I think he's made some statements to the media via Europa League that he wasn't interested in the Spurs job. Look, there's so many guys in here tonight. Big up Column. It says Glasner will try and get Europa League for Palace. I think so too. Levy's going. Could be phased.
But what you say to the media, Glasner's probably not going to come out and say, "Yeah, I want to go to Spurs, mate." Is he? Yeah. He's not going to probably come out and say that, is he? So you have to at least test the waters. I mean, maybe he really does. I'm not saying he's lying, but maybe he really does feel that way. Maybe if he went in for them, he'd be adamant, like, no chance. Maybe that's true. But you've got to at least try, haven't you?
You do. Big up to the Iceman. We have 300 million to spend in the summer. Keep Ange. No, he's gone. He's sacked. Give him 10 games. It's not happening. But the big question is, we need to buy, and all this carnage going on, it's only hurting us right now. That I totally agree.
I've got to ask Iceman with that comment again. I'm just trying to make conversations, make points. Why would you want to give Ange 300 million to spend again if you think that probably he's going to get fired in 10 games? Isn't that part of the problem with Spurs?
Money.
Haven't we learned anything, kind of thing? Like you know, if you're going to make the change, you do it now or you don't do it. You can't just give him 10 games. You either do it now or you give him the rest of next season. I want him gone, of course I do, but I'd rather not do what you're suggesting there. I don't want to give him that money and then 10 games into the season, we bring in a manager in, just like Amorim, and he's got a team he doesn't want. What would you expect the new manager to do then when he's got a team he doesn't want?
Exactly. I agree with you. Look, we all know. Look, I know he's getting the sack, so we're just waiting for the announcement on that. I think once that announcement happens, I think then the board starts rolling. Then I think it's about the first domino, and the first domino is announcing Ange Postecoglou has been given the sack at Tottenham Hotspur. Then you may see the dominoes falling. But if there is a power struggle in the boardroom, I think everything else gets poleaxed into that power struggle until that's sorted out within the boardroom. I don't think nothing happens at Tottenham Hotspur, including transfers or anything. Everything just gets stopped because of what's happening in the boardroom. There has to be a major power struggle happening at the moment. There has to be. This club is prolaxed at the moment. We can't do anything. Right, Tequila, very quickly, we'll go through latest news and then we'll end it off there. What do you think of our new home kit? I like it. I really do like it.
It's too much. I see that. I see too much red. I can't help it, Dermo.
I know.
I see too much red. That's always the first thing. I don't mind. I do think I prefer the crest being on one of the sides. I think I prefer it on one of the sides rather than in the middle, if I'm honest. I can't help it. I hate the giant AIA. I know why it's there. We all know it has to be there, but I wish it was a different color, Dermo.
Yeah, but the badge in the middle is a throwback to the early 80s as well. So that we've had that there before. So I think the away kit or the second kit hasn't come out yet. They may come out the next few days, but this is the new home kit, guys. So let me know what you think. Tottenham today have also submitted the paperwork for new CEO following a major club arrival. So this is our new man. I've got his name written down. I've lost what he's in, but this is the new fella taking over the job. And it's very funny. It's very funny as well, Tequila. The day he starts his job is the day that Donna Cullen resigns.
Well, it's not funny, is it? This is what I mean by coincidences. It's not, is it?
No, that's true.
I would be more than happy for him from that guy to take over all footballing decisions, but it'd have to be all footballing decisions. Yeah. So if Levy wants to take a back seat, I mean a proper back seat, right? Not this whatever he's tried to do before. A proper back seat where he doesn't do anything other than he only does the commercial side. Then fine, let him do it. He's obviously good at that stuff. Nobody ever denied that wasn't the case. But if this new CEO, if he takes over every single footballing decisions, including where the money and how much is spent, that stuff has to be controlled by him as well. Then I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it does. Brian Mason, our assistant coach, has now left the club to take up the role ahead of head coach at West. But I wish him all the very best of luck, and absolutely well done to you. There's a few more little bits of news as well. Sonny is a target for a Saudi Pro League now. For what I know, there is three offers on the table. So I mean that's could be happening. Do you think Sonny leaving? Can you see him leaving the side?
I think, to be honest with you, Dermo, I think one of the reasons I think maybe Sonny was reluctant to leave, probably for a similar reason Kane was, is just that Sonny gave it a couple of years longer and probably wasn't getting the same offers that Kane was getting, to be honest. I think Sonny's won his trophy now, and I think there probably might be a part of him that says, okay, I've achieved that kind of goal. And there might be a part of him that's thinking to himself, at least privately, maybe he doesn't come out and say this, that maybe it's only downhill for me from here. I'm not going to be playing as much next year. I've just won the second biggest trophy. Chances are we going to win another trophy while he's there? I'm not saying it's impossible, but you have to look at the record, right? We're 1 in 17, right? So he might be thinking to himself, this is it won't get any better than this. This is what I've dreamed of since I've joined Spurs. This is the time to go. This is the high. Maybe now is the time. Do I think Saudi? I don't know. Does he want the money that much? You know he's going to get paid S-loads.
Well, Shawnee here puts in some will go to MLS before Saudi. I agree with that. I think he will end up in the MLS.
Does educate me, Shawnee? I don't follow the MLS. Do they have they don't have the kind of money the Saudis do? Do they? Surely.
Oh
not.
no, they don't. But why would you want to go to a football graveyard?
I don't know, dude. Why did Ronaldo go there?
For the money.
Well,
he didn't go there because they got a fantastic football league. He went there.
So I don't know. Does Son need the money? None of these top level footballers need the money, Dermo. But does he want the money? I don't know.
No. Shawnee says yes. They do. We've got Giant says think Spurs only did on his contract extension. They can get some money from a sale.
Maybe, yeah.
That's true. And then Messi, Boris says Son won't ever need money. He has shown it. He's shown as a king in Korea. He can get any deal or advertising he can in Korea.
Yeah.
And just a few more here, then we'll finish off. Column said transfers will still happen as all managers have a similar philosophies, so the players will match any of them. That is so true. We had the badge in the middle of the away kit as well last season. We did. Where's Paul's put in a very good comment. Here's Paul's. I bought the long sleeve version. Don't mind it, to be honest. The badge in the middle of reminds me of the 80s. It does. Very much 1980s. Big up to David Clark. All football decisions are based on money.
Me and Dermo spoke about this yesterday regarding the mercenaries, and I don't think I think we agreed that we wish it wasn't that way, but it does look like most of it is based on money, unfortunately.
Oh, hang on. We've got Dave coming in. Oh, fuck.
Answer to your poll earlier.
Yeah, I know what Dave says.
What did he say?
Dave, right, me and Dave, right, we were talking yesterday, and we sort of both agreed that Thomas Frank isn't the manager to take over from Ange Postecoglou, right? So the idea of the poll, Dave, was people put a Michael Carrick in there. And I just come up with the thing in my head. If it was between Frank and Carrick, who would you take?
Who does Dave want then, Dermo?
Dave wants a manager that gets him rock hard so he can go and have a private.
Which is who? Who?
I would say, Dave, don't shoot me. What I'm about to say. I would say he wants somebody that is a winner, that is a world-class manager. So say the likes of Zidane, somebody like that.
Dave's a smart guy. Does he think Zidane's going to come to Spurs?
If you give Zidane the money, right, and you give him, say the takeover happens, right, and we get, say, Qatari money, right, and they will pay whatever they will pay stupid money. Do you think he'd come? Of course he'd come.
I mean, if you're talking about Man City, Chelsea kind of money, then I guess that changes the conversation.
Yeah. But look, I look, for me, I'm not going to answer for Dave, but I know Dave does not want Thomas Frank or anyone there. I get that, and I agree.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I kind of agree. I don't know if I'd say Zidane, but I understand why everyone's a little bit apprehensive towards Thomas Frank, because he just doesn't. He hasn't got any wow factor. Let's be honest. He's a little bit. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of a little bit like when Graham Potter was rumored to be coming to us, right? And it's a similar reaction. It's like there's no wow factor, is there?
No, I mean, look, Dave. It was only put up as a bit of crack. It was that poll wasn't it, Tequila? It was only put up as a bit of fun. That's all it is.
I think there was a little bit of a conversation with Carrick, and I think Dermo just thought that would be a fun poll to put up. I don't think any of us are really considering Carrick. I mean, he's not terrible, but no, that's an even bigger jump than it would be for Frank out of those two.
It was all done as a bit of a laugh, and he's right. He said we can sit here and ruin Postecoglou saying he's out of his depth. I don't think he's out of his depth, but I just feel 22 league defeats in the season is non-acceptable. I really do, and you need a manager that can multitask on all fronts. You can't just have a manager who says, right, I'm going to bin off the league and win the Europa League. Yet we're all desperate for trophies. But I get his reasoning why he binned off the league, because we weren't going to get relegated and we weren't going to get any further up the league. But The Premier League's your bread and butter. That is where you make your money. That is where the higher up that league you go, the more money you get for finishing up high. And if you, that's the difference between getting 2-point-something million for finish 17th, or getting 5-point-something million for finish, say, 13th, or 6 million paying for 13th. That's 6 million that goes into your transfer budget of next year. It may not seem a lot of money, but it goes towards.
Dermo, I think it depends what you want from your next manager. If you want to go from Ange Postecoglou, who granted just won us a trophy, right? But let's just look at the league. In this argument, I'm just looking at the league. If you want somebody who's going to make us respectful again, now respectful might be different for everyone. For me, that's at least a top 10 finish, at least, if not really. Between 6th and 8th is what I would deem probably respectful or good. Can Thomas Frank do that? Maybe. Are we going to win significant things with Thomas Frank? Probably not. But if you want him for a couple of years to quote unquote steady, when I say steady the ship, I just mean in the league. To steady the ship, he can probably do a decent job. But if you think Thomas Frank's going to get us probably back into the Champions League via the league, probably not. We'll probably get roundabout between 8th. If we get Thomas Frank, and you gave me my predictions before any signings, I'd say between 8th and 6th probably would be my prediction right now with Thomas Frank. Is that enough? That's the question. If that's not enough, then you want more. Then Thomas Frank probably, I don't think will probably give you that.
This is when you need to go for managers like Xavi or Inzaghi. Now, we know Xavi's only managed in Spanish. He's only managed Barcelona. But at the moment, see, it all boils down to the board being prolaxed at the moment, the club being prolaxed at the moment. The club rarely at a standstill because of what's happening with the board. We don't know what's happening with the board. At the moment, we don't know. We don't know if civil war was broken out within the boardroom. We don't know that. There's no news coming out of the club. There's no news coming in. There's no news coming out. And we're all left straggling. We're all left picking things out of the sky. Now, we run what we run on Sunday because that is information we've got, and it's absolutely spot on. And I say again, I stand by it, stand over it, dying that hill with that. And I know it's correct, and I know it's going to happen. But at the moment, this specific time, you put that to one side. The club, as it's working, at the moment, something's happening at the club, and we don't know what it is. And it can't keep going like this. The club have not come out and said anything since the Europa League win. We're not even buying anyone in the transfer market.
Yeah, but
other clubs are getting ahead of us, and we
go on. But they've always been like this under Enoch. Yeah, the communication. I know that this is an extreme situation because it's an absurd situation. Like I said yesterday, for a club to finish 17th and win the Europa, of course, that rarely ever happens in life, right? It's a very kind of silly situation, really. I don't know what other word to use. Okay, but they've got a history of not acting. They've got a history of delaying stuff. Dermo, how long did it take us to get them to get Andrew? Wasn't it like 70 days? Sorry, no, that was for Nuno. So we spent 70 days and we ended up with Nuno.
Yeah.
So they've got a history of not doing these things. So why does anyone think it will be any different this time? This is the part I don't quite get. But how many times has he done stuff like this?
Yeah, but what gets me, Tequila, right, what really pisses my boiler, right, is we have an opportunity to build something. We have an opportunity to really build on the success we've had in the Europa League. Okay? Now, I get it. Fans weren't happy with our league form. 22 league defeats, the worst ever in our Premier League history. I get that. We won a Europa League. We're on that wave of optimism. We're on that wave of being happy. But every ounce of optimism, every ounce of excitement is being drained out of us because nothing's happening. We can't even get a transfer through the door. For fuck's sake, QT Romero has been told he can go for 60 million. Why are you selling your best players? You shouldn't have to sell your best players. It's
Well, it could
ridiculous.
be
And another thing as well.
maybe he wants to go, Dermo. I mean, you say why? If he wants to go, I mean, I understand. Like from just looking at it from a business standpoint, it's kind of like, okay, well, no, you don't want to sell our best players, but then you've got the age old question is again, do you keep an unhappy player? If he wants to go, then you sell him, don't you? And now is the year to do it, because I know Steve was on here the other night and I disagreed with Steve massively about, let's keep him another year. If he has a good season, he'll be worth more. He'll also have 1 year less on his contract, and he could also have a bad year, especially if he's unhappy. So his value might go down. So if he wants to go, you sell him.
But you lose the danger of losing Bentancur as well.
Well, Bentancur is a good player, but I don't think he's not like a world. I don't think Romero's world class. I think Romero's higher up than Ben. I'm not saying Bentancur's badly, but then you just have to cut your losses sometimes, don't I? I think Bentancur is replaceable. Maybe not easily. I wouldn't say he's easily replaceable, but he's replaceable. You're going to get a decent fee for him. You're not going to get 50. You probably won't get 50 million for Bentancur, but you might get 30 or 40. You reinvest that. You get somebody who maybe is a bit better. Maybe you've got to pay 20 million on top of that. I know that Ize's not the same kind of player as Bentancur, but let me hypothetically speaking, you sell Bentancur for 40, and then you pay Ize's release clause, which is like 65 or whatever. That overall is deficit is 25. That's not that bad in today's market, is it?
You give them 60 and plus 8 million on add-ons.
Well, whatever you have to do to hit the release clause. Yeah.
So big up James.
You know,
Sorry. Yeah, big up James here. Drags his feet, then gives them the excuse of not to spend big on players, because look, we owe 330 million out on transfer fees. Do you know? We cannot keep going on like we're going on. We've just won a European major trophy. And again, Tottenham Hotspur do what they do well. Something ever good happens at this club, we shoot ourselves in the foot. Every fucking time we do it. Instead of building on that, building for the future, it's always said, once you win your first trophy, you're halfway winning your second. Again, we just shoot ourselves in the foot every bloody time.
One of Daniel Levy's biggest criticisms from a lot of Levy outers, of which I am one of them, is right. Okay, and one of the biggest things you'll hear people say, one of the reasons why we don't want Levy or we don't like Levy, even though we can say that he's done good work on certain aspects, and I will say that he has. One of my biggest criticisms for him is he never takes the opportunities when they are there. Where we do well, we finish fourth, we have a good season. Yes, I know the season, but we're in the Champions League. We never ever push on. He never pushes on, ever, and he never will. It's not in his DNA. He is risk avertive, I think is the terminology for it, right? He comes from business. He won't take the next step ever.
And then he needs to if that's the case, then sell out and sell up and move on and give somebody else a chance.
And so the reason I'm saying that, Dermo, is that I understand why you want to push on. I want to push on. Every Spurs fan wants to push on. Daniel Levy, the one who can make it happen, doesn't want to push on because he's happy just being at the party, if you want to use that term. Champions League, he's at the party, he's at the big dance. He doesn't care who he leaves with the dance with. He doesn't care which girl he leaves the dance with. He just wants to be at the party, and that's enough for him. And it's always been that way right from the start.
That's true. Romero, big up James here, says Romero does not want to leave Spurs. He stated at some point, I would like to play in the Liga. He didn't say
risk averse. Thank you, Sean. That's the terminology I meant. Yeah, risk averse.
Yeah, I know Romero does win, but if Ange leaves, you can guarantee Romero's going to leave. And then it's just I don't know. I just want I want us to buy somebody. I want us to do something. But look, what can we do? But listen, that is it, guys. You've had enough of my ranting and raving and talking absolute garbage. But Tequila, I will now put you on equal terms now.
Thank you.
Where can people find you? You felt a bit squashed in the corner, did you?
That's okay. I'm just a voice. I don't show my lovely face on here. And I'm doing you guys a favor by not showing it.
No, you should do. You're a good-looking man. You like the cut. You like the,
yeah.
you like the Clark label of this Spurs world.
Oh yes, I look just like him, just like Brad Pitt. That's yeah.
That's it. You're the Brad Pitt. That's
why I live alone. Yeah.
No, you don't. You see, Tequila likes to put this. He lives alone. Tequila is like the Playboy manager.
I'm Hugh Hefner. Holy hell.
Yeah, that's you.
You can find me on here sometimes. Been 2 nights in a row because Dermo's been left by himself. So I'm the backup. I'm the bench warmer, if that makes sense.
You're the Eric Dyer. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I'm Eric Dyer. Yeah, I'm going to jump in the crowd and attack someone who boos me. That does sound like me. Yes, you can find me on here. You can find me on. You can find me on the Play Pouch gaming channel. We've got a couple of shows coming up. Well, Dermo will be on holiday, so I'll have to message him if something about Transformers comes out during the week he's away. Because there's a whole bunch of shows, and that'll be starting on Friday. But they'll just be covering some shows of all the games. So it's a Play Pouch. So please join us if you guys are interested in games. Cheers, guys.
You don't have to apologize, man. We didn't know. We did not know you're doing a 15-hour shift today, but so look, it's fine, no problem. Hopefully, you might be on tomorrow. I'll do my last show before my holidays. Tequila, Giant 68 Tequila, no one is ever just anything. No, you are the Hugh Hefner of the Spurs world. Guarantee that. Good to have you back, Tequila. Says
Thank you,
Chinwag Spurs. James said, all the joys of European League is undone day by day. We become more frustrated and more disappointed. Exactly. I thought Tequila was a cat in the past.
A cat in the past?
Yeah. Maybe thought you're a cat. Oh, yeah. You used to have your cat things up, didn't you?
Yeah. I haven't got that stuff anymore. It slowed down my computer.
One day, a dog the next day. And
if I ever get a new PC, I'll try and get it back. But it killed my computer, guys. It slowed down my computer terribly. But yeah.
Oh, like We Are Spurs TV says, I like the stream. It's called Newsbeat. It's a good change. Thank you very much. It's something we used to run. Then we got James said, neither did I. You can't bet. So, and then Greg says, I miss Tequila.
I was several creatures and animals. I was everything.
You did. It was a joy to wonder who you're going to be the next day. It really was. It was a mystery.
I think I ended up using them all in the end. Yeah.
You did actually. I'm sorry, Tequila. I'm going to make you small again. Do apologize.
Okay.
Let me know what you think, guys, of the new setup. Do you like the news, all the latest news going across the bottom of the screen, all the latest Spurs news? Let me know if you like me. I will try to make it bigger the next time. I don't know how to, but I will try to do it for you. Let me know. Do like and subscribe, guys. We've had good numbers in there again tonight. But thank you all for watching. We're back tomorrow night, 8. And then from then on, I think for a week, it's just a case of any breaking news comes out, we will bring to you first and fastest. But yeah, I am then tomorrow's the 4th. So I'm on tomorrow night. And then tomorrow night, after tomorrow night, then I'm back on there. I won't be back on stream to the 16th of June. So I'm looking forward to my week off.
You enjoy it,
Can't wait. I will. But anyway, I will be back tomorrow at 8 with more Spurs news. You never know. With major breaking news. Who knows? We could wake up in the morning, found Daniel Levy has sold the club and Saudi Arabians or the Qataris have taken over the club.
Yeah, why not?
And I will be joined by... I'm a bit scared because he might arrest me and put me in the prison cell for a week.
Are you coming on to... Is A-Spam coming on tomorrow then, Dermo?
Yeah, that's James.
I didn't know that was James. So I didn't know that was James. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, he's 15-hour shift though, Tequila. Fucking hell, like.
Oh no, both him and Com both work crazy hours, bro. I don't envy him.
I don't envy him. But listen, guys, that is it for us. Come on, you Spurs, in the big cockerel we trust. We never stop. Just please, Tottenham, buy a fucking player.
It's who we are, mate.
Night. Is who we are, mate. Good night.
Some lanes are far and wide with a pride. journey.